Welcome to episode 96 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Saturday's show, people. Here we go again. That's what you're thinking, but it's Monday. It's Monday, the 6th of April, 2020, and I've been flat out people messaging me out there about where the fucking podcast is. I'm still fucking decorating this place, still trying to get Briggs Towers on track, baby, to get all this other stuff done. So it's been consuming me a little bit the last couple of days. Over the weekend here in the UK, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and not forgetting the Welsh Wales. It's been fucking beautiful this weekend in the UK, fucking weather-wise. People getting out and about, I see, for that one, maybe two, maybe three little journeys out a day. It's starting to stretch out a little bit now, isn't it, people out there? Because everybody's getting a little bit more relaxed with having to stay home and just wants to... Everyone's starting to have a little bit of a breakdown, I think. I do not exclude myself from that group, by the way. I don't know. Like, everybody is obviously staying indoors as much as possible, but I've seen people going past a few times and that. Not that I'm watching them, but you can see them out of the fucking archery, whatever they're called. I don't know. I don't know what those things are in castles called, where the archery people used to fire out. I don't know. It'll come to me. Yeah, so everybody's getting out and about. I've seen also the lies that people are spreading about the animals taking over and shit like that. There is apparently deers and shit like that around in London, but as I was talking to an avid listener earlier about this, the Dolphins and shit in Venice. I don't know why people make that shit up, that dolphins and swans have returned to Venice. The swans are always there. They're fucking everywhere they are, aren't they? They just sort of like mate for life with each other and then say, hey, do you want to be a fucking arsehole to somebody, like, for the rest of our lives, everyone we meet? Yeah, I'd love that. Let's stay together and do that and just hiss at random passers-by. Fucking swans are a fucking nightmare. But apparently they're always around Venice. I have never been, but dolphins have not been going. It's a bullshit story. Just clickbait out there, people. But apparently deers are returning, and there's a lot more birds. The feathered variety, rather than the 1980s description of ladies and females. There's a lot more feathered variety of birds around here. Also, the other night I saw... every time I go outside to partake in my nicotine addiction at night, there's fucking foxes running around all over the place. They don't give you fucking 5 minutes, do they? As soon as fucking you don't start going out and that, the animals start moving in. This is what these people are making these lies up about, like, and they're using it as a political thing then. Saying, hey, look at the dolphins back in Venice and stuff like that. If it wasn't for us, we'd have dolphins there all the time. Fuck them. That's what I say. They're fucking ruthless animals, aren't they? As soon as, like, we start not going out, all the animals go, start getting a little bit cocky. Don't they? And start, like, thinking, like, oh, well, maybe the humans are on the turn. This could be our moment. The next minute, you got a fucking deer wandering around your fucking kitchen, head poking into the fucking fridge freezer, trying to get just trying to fucking eat on stuff in there, aren't they? Queuing up in Tesco's, you got a fucking rhino in front of you, 2 meters away, and a fucking tiger behind you, just trying to get some shopping in. This is what we ought to. There ought to be a day. Pretty much like The Purge, as somebody mentioned earlier. Like The Purge, where we all go out and we just let the animals know who's in charge still. Yeah, we've got this virus going round, but don't get out of line. We just go round, you know, just sacrifice two adult foxes in front of their kids so they know, and just look at them in the eye while we're doing it. You know, this keeps you in line. That's what we need to do these days. We need to keep these animals in line, or we're going to have them fucking roaming around all over the place. Thousands of years we have been on this earth. Thousands of years. What do they reckon? 200,000 years. And in that 200,000 years, we have managed to become the top predator in one way or another through use of technology. And now the animals have started getting a bit cocky because we're not driving around as much or not walking around as much and just hauled up in our houses. Apart from those dolphins, that was never a true story anyway. I don't know why people do that. I know why they do it. Obviously, it's for money, so we all click on that fucking story, and then idiots like me believe it, and then almost fall into the trap of reading it out on their podcast. I don't know, people. I don't know. Yeah, so we need a day where we can all... Hey, there's a bank holiday coming up this weekend. It's Easter. What better way to cleanse the planet and go out there? It's your duty as part of the human species to put these other animals down. That's our duty to do that. Just let them know where they stand in the food chain, because they're starting to get a little bit cocky. Kestrels in the street the other week there was attacking pigeons. You know, we need to stamp this out. This is like what they should have done with Hitler. They should have never signed that agreement. As soon as he went into Czechoslovakia, we should have fucking put a fucking button on him. Pushed a button on him. Not put a button on him. Pushed a button on him, and it would have saved millions of lives. This is what we need to do with the animals now. Just make an example out of a few of them. Hang them on your front door so they don't come round. There was a fucking badger out here, like, the other night. Just walking along as if, like, you know, hey, it's my street now. Nobody's around. I'm just going to fucking, you know, move in. Hey, is that your car? No, it's my fucking shitting place now. That's where it is. I don't know, people. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing it a little bit. But something needs to be done. This coronavirus is not the worst thing that's happening in the world now. When all of you go back to work, don't blame me when there's a fucking gazelle sitting in your fucking office doing your job for you. I have no idea. Anyway, not that I advocate killing animals. Being a vegetarian, but come on. We've got to put them back in their place, people. That's what we've got to do. That's what I think, anyway. I don't know. I don't know. There's just, you know, everything circulates on social media these days, doesn't it? You don't know whether things are true or not. There was a thing that I saw on social media the other day, like clap for the kids at 3 p.m. That's what we're doing now. We're making our kids heroes because they've got to stay at home and they've got to do fucking homework via a laptop. That's it. We'll clap for them at 3 p.m., shall we? Who else are we going to clap for now? You know, this is the whole... It's almost like the whole Me Too movement all over again. Everything gets diluted eventually, doesn't it? Yes. Clap for the NHS workers. They're all doing great. They're doing a great job. And that I think some people in the NHS are being clapped for no particular reason. I don't think they're directly involved. I don't know. But every worker, I don't know. I don't know if every worker in the NHS deserves a clap. I'm sure there's some people who work for the NHS who are just like, you know, sitting down in an office somewhere filing shit, you know, photocopying records or just stamping deceased on fucking fucking records of people. Not going to be needing those medical records anymore. See you later. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, you know, the vast majority of people dealing with the shit and stuff like that on the front line, now they're heroes. I don't know. But now it's clapping for kids. Are we going to do that because they're struggling? Are they? Really? I don't think so. It's a fucking kid's dream. This is. Staying at home all day. You've got some parent who you don't really respect anyway. Suddenly they're going to be your teacher. And you've got to learn off them, which essentially is just being sat down in front of a fucking PlayStation or a fucking DVD or an Xbox. Hey, man, my kids have been working all day, every day. Really? Do you give them a little break time? Do you? Or do you just, like, try and make them do things for a couple of hours just to keep them entertained? But no, they deserve a clap for that. Go on, clap for them kids who have, you know, I don't know. They're not going out there helping people, are they? I don't know. It's 10 o'clock at night, by the way, on a Monday. So I've had all day of fucking decorating. Decorating, then waiting 4 hours for the paint to dry, and then decorating again, and hoping to fucking hell that I've got enough paint to do everything I want to do. Because if not, it's going to wind me up, people. It's going to wind me up. I don't know. I saw other stuff. Like, it's just been getting to me today, I think, a little bit. Just oh, God, you know. Just the posts on social media and shit like that, and then hearing about people fucking freaking out. I don't know, man. Even something like this, people are still trying to make it all about them, aren't they? You know, having anxiety issues about it and shit and fucking, you know. Even, you know, they've not got it. They've not got the virus. There's people out there dying. Our Prime Minister is in critical care or intensive care at the moment because he's got the coronavirus and taken a bit of a turn for the worse. But there's people still out there, you know, no symptoms, done nothing, anything like that, and fucking having fucking panic attacks and anxiety about fucking something that, you know, I don't know. We need to toughen up, people, I think, you know. I don't like the phrase. Well, you can't use a phrase anymore, but the nation needs to man up a little bit, I think. I do like that phrase, by the way. I like it. I don't know. And then you get other memes being sent around. You still have this, don't you? You had the fucking 75% of suicides are men and stuff like that. Fucking great. Something else I've got to deal with. Just, there's a dry cough for you, people. Just that as well. Not only have we got the coronavirus out there, people are saying, hey, be aware of fucking people topping themselves. And by the way, if you're a man, you've got a 75% more chance of fucking knocking yourself off. I don't know, man. That was one of the memes. That's still going around, isn't it? The Robin Williams meme. I took a screenshot of this. It's sad, but it's true. Fucking suicide awareness and mental health initiative. Here we are. And that's what Robin Williams' legacy is now. It's other people have made his legacy to be the poster boy of fucking suicide and depression. I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make people happy because they know what it's like to feel absolutely worthless and they don't want anybody else to feel like that. And then it's got Robin Williams' pictures in various fucking roles that he played, and then just the dates where he lived and died. Fucking brutal. Oh, yeah. That's what his family want. Don't forget about those fucking films he did. Mork and Mindy, Mrs. Doubtfire. You know, Good Morning Vietnam. Good Will Hunting. Forget about all that shit. You know, just put his face on a poster because he fits our image of what we want this fucking depression to mean. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sad too. Does that mean I'm like Robin Williams? No, it doesn't. You're not as fucking talented. Jesus. Ugh. I don't know, man. Let's have a bit of tea. Calm down a little bit, shall we? It's good tea today. Yorkshire tea. Back on the Yorkshire tea. There we go. It's everything, though, isn't it? You know, it just becomes... we all need to take a fucking break from social media, I think. It's just fucking overwhelming, isn't it? It's just like every single thing It's like one big pity party going. You've got the positive things out there where people are like, come on, we can pull together, like the Queen the other night giving a speech, weren't she? Hi, we're all suffering during this time. I've only managed to go round 3 of my houses so far. Stay away from me. That's why she always wears gloves. But she's got 2 layers of gloves on at the minute. That was, where's she been for the last 3 weeks, though? It's like fucking Diana all over again when she mysteriously disappeared when she died and then pops out the woodwork. Oh, God, that's when you know it's bad, isn't it? When you know the shit's hit the fan a little bit or gonna get worse, the old Queen pops up on the TV. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. Now you retreat back into your fucking bomb-proof fucking castle, and we'll see you at Christmas time. Is that what we're gonna do? Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all of that shit, though, isn't it? Like all of the rally. There's some really genuinely good things going out there. One of the nice things, you start talking to your fucking neighbours, taking a bit of care, saying hello to strangers in the street, that sort of shit. But, there's the other, you get a delivery from Amazon and they drop it off like they're fucking dropping off a bomb in a fucking Pink Panther movie. Don't they? Just fucking knock your door, drop it on your doorstep, and then back away carefully. No need for a signature now, is there? No, you just drop it off. They're not popping round at fucking, the same day every day. They're just dropping it off on the doorstep and then retreating. I'm surprised they haven't welded themselves, like, on their vans, like an A-Team fucking makeover. A-Team / Mad Max makeover for their vans where they can just fucking, if it all shit hits the fan, they can still get through the crowds of people by crushing them with some sort of big snowplow thing on the front. I don't know. That's nice, though. I enjoy watching that. The videos I have of people delivering shit to my house and then fucking shitting themselves when you come to the door. Jumping back 2 meters. Jesus. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's got to be something good that comes out of this, surely. Hasn't there? There has got to be something good that comes out of this. I don't know. You've got half of genuinely inspirational stuff going on. People raising money, for the NHS. And I think the NHS, it just goes to show if they fucking got rid of the NHS after this and sold it off to the Americans, which I'm not blaming our American listeners, but I think that's what they were edging to do before all this started. If they sold it, there'd be fucking uproar now in the streets. There would be fucking riots and violence, assuming they change the laws when we go back. Who knows? They might keep it at the fact that you can't have more fucking groups of people and then just, more than 2 people walking around and then sell off the NHS anyway and you get arrested because 3 of you wanted to protest against it. I don't know, people. I don't know. But hopefully something good will come out of all of this shit that we're going through. I don't know, man. Let's clap for the kids. Let's do that. Fucking Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, we've got some questions. I know here. Briggs Towers has flown in by pigeon post. I don't know how these questions got to us, but they got to us. It was just a message on Facebook, to be honest, by avid listener. I don't know if he's that avid listener, but aficionado Peter Fox, comedy reviewer and comedy eccentric. Does that sound good? I don't know. Comedy reviewer Peter Fox has sent in some questions. 2 questions, in fact. Let's not get too carried away. God knows what the fuck he's reviewing at the moment. I don't know. Deaths by coronavirus. I don't know what he's doing to fill his time at the moment, being as there's no live comedy. But it might just be reviewing intensive care techniques in hospitals. Who knows? Who knows what he's doing? But he sent in some questions, so let's answer these questions. Hope you're well at Briggs Bunker. I am, yeah, deep in the cellar of Briggs Towers is Briggs Bunker, which is where I am transmitting from at the moment. I have a couple of questions for your podcast. Have you, Peter? Here we go. Who would be your dream quarantine guests? Who would be my dream quarantine guest? I know everybody at this point will go for somebody famous. To be quite honest with you, I'm quite enjoying the time on my own a little bit. I mean, every day I'm getting a little bit closer to Lord of the Flies. Definitely. I am one fucking headband short of that, and maybe a little bit of mud on my face and stripped down to my boxer shorts, and then, just casually shouting at people on the drawbridge of Briggs Towers. But I don't know, everybody at this point will say, hey, it'd be really great to have like a great raconteur or someone like that. Someone like Oscar Wilde would be amazing just to have as a house guest and just listen. I couldn't think of anything more annoying than having somebody like Oscar Wilde as a fucking quarantine fucking guest. All of that. I just think he'd start getting on my tits with his like, hey, I have nothing to I have nothing to declare but my genius and all that sort of shit. Oh, fuck off, you fucking self-important fucking prick. I don't know. Basically, I think anyone's going to get on your tits a little bit, aren't they? I mean, you could be, in love with the most, perfect person for you. And if you're locked up and hauled up with anybody, they're going to start getting on your fucking tits after a while, aren't they? It's, this is the whole, what was it? The what do they call it? Is it the Stockholm Syndrome, innit? Or the Helsinki effect or whatever. Stockholm Syndrome, innit? Where like people take somebody prisoner or whatever and then they become friends afterwards. But that friendship's going to wane, innit? After a while. They're going to start, because you'll get to know them and then you'll get to know the annoying things about them and then they'll start getting on your tits. That's when people in fucking hostage situations start getting fucking executed. I don't know. Yeah, we had Stockholm Syndrome for about a week, and then he started pissing me off, so I killed him. I don't know, really. Just people who you get on with. I think people who don't take things like this too seriously would be nobody famous. Because I have just people who you have things in common with, isn't it? You can have a laugh about stuff with, fuck around with, people who you just enjoy their company. And I know this is a lame suggestion, maybe Hitler. I don't know. You're never going to be. If you had Hitler, I know this is probably a hack trope to use, but if like a hack person, isn't it? Like Hitler, you're never going to be stuck for conversation. You're never going to wake up in the morning and think to yourself, well, he's not going to have a lot to say today. And if there is a dip in conversation, you just casually slip in. Did you realise they're trying to raise money for a new roof on the synagogue? And just let him go. That's 3 hours of fucking conversation right there. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Even he'd get on your tits after a while, wouldn't he? Jesus, give it a break. I wonder if anybody actually thought that around Hitler, like Himmler or Goering or Bormann or any of those, Goebbels. Any of those people just went, Jesus Christ, we get it. We get it. You don't like Jewish people. You know, you don't like gypsies. You don't like disabled. You know, you want everyone to have blonde hair, blue eyes. Jesus. Just give it a fucking rest. Just trying to, you know, order a fucking takeaway meal here, for fuck's sake. You don't have to launch into it. Just tell me what you want. I don't know, man. I don't know. So that's the first one. Yeah, it would just be people who make me laugh. Luciana, Hannah Sylvester, those people who genuinely make me laugh. And the second question from Peter Fox, comedy aficionado. What's the worst comedy death you've seen? I don't know. I don't know, man. The worst comedy death. Let's have a little bit of a think about it. I know some of the worst ones I've had. The worst thing about it is just like, it's not that, even if people are hurling abuse at you, I'd rather have that than apathy. You know, people just sitting there, you know, or people fucking, you know, people who try to like tell teacher on you after the fucking gig. That's one of the worst things that you have to encounter in fucking comedy. Is people telling teacher. They'll fucking write to the promoter or email oh, well, that act swore quite a bit, and I don't quite like that a little bit. My wife, she was totally offended by that. You fucking lame-ass geek. Yeah, apathy is worse, I think, than a death. Because, like, if I am dying, I'd rather take the fucking whole thing down with me. Just so nobody else can have a good gig. If they're not on board or just not going for it, or just like vehemently against it, I think I'd just rather burn the fucking house down. Just take if I'm going to have a shit time, the audience are going to have a fucking shit time as well. Every single one of them. And I'm going to make it fucking more uncomfortable for them than it would ever be for me, and just start enjoying that. I don't know. I've seen some deaths, but I don't really fucking. After a while of doing comedy, you realise that everybody, you know, when you first start out, you're like, oh Jesus Christ, that guy died, or fucking I died that night, or Jesus, you know, that was fucking brutal. But, I don't know, 13 years in, man, I don't really give a shit about other people dying on their ass. I'm just concerned, you know, it has no bearing on what I'm going to do on stage. You know, I never look at an audience and think to myself, oh shit, that guy's stuff about, I don't know, fucking sheds or whatever, or anything. Not using people's specific material there, but those people's stuff about like their kids or that sort of thing, or their little day trip to the seaside, their wacky adventure they had, didn't go down that well. So I'm not going to do my wacky day trip to the seaside because I haven't fucking got material like that. You know, I'm committed to doing what material I'm doing by my own head, not by fucking what an audience is going for or whatever. So it has no, if somebody dies on their ass or something, it has no bearing on what or smashes a gig. It has no bearing on what I'm going to do anyway. So I don't change my fucking material to suit the crowd. I try and fucking generate enough of a vibe in the crowd so they kind of change and come into my fucking world. That's it. So it's a full stop under the last guy or girl who was on, and it's like, yeah, that was that person. Now this is fucking me, and we're going to go somewhere else than they went to. So yeah, I've seen bad deaths, Peter. Yeah, I've seen bad deaths on stage, but I don't know specifically off the top of my head, you know, like it's probably somebody trying new material. I've done it myself. I've fucking died on my ass doing a bit of material, and then a couple of weeks later, smashed the shit out of a gig. I've done a gig, died on my ass with some material, and did a gig 2 hours later and smashed it with the same material. So it's got no fucking, I don't know, it has very little bearing on anything, really. You know, there's numerous factors that cause it anyway, really, I think. But there's nothing better than fucking dying on your ass and burning the fucking house down with it. So you can still fucking just put your coat on, walk out of there, walk straight through the crowd with your head held high. And you went, yeah, well, you fucked my material, so I fucked your night. See you later. Enjoy your next act. Here's the compere coming back on, who's no doubt going to say, Ben Briggs, also available for children's parties. That's one thing I haven't missed about gigging. Fucking doing my material and then the compere going on and saying that. Really? Okay, yeah. Like the other fucking 4 or 5 compares that I've gigged with this week have also said that as well, my friend. Excellent. So worst comedy death. I've seen some amazing things on stage. I've seen somebody say to a LGBT night. I've mentioned this before on the podcast. I'm sure I have. Saying at the end of his set, because he thought he was struggling, but he was doing better than he thought he was. Saying, "I hope you all die of AIDS." That was fucking. That's up there. For the volatile reaction it received. I guarantee I was the only one laughing at the back. Jesus, just for the pure balls of it. I doffed my cap. I I've seen that, and I've seen some fucking horrible deaths, but nothing really springs to mind only because I don't really give a shit about what other people do, really. They can have a good gig or a bad gig or whatever. It has no bearing on what I do. And all I'm concerned about at a gig is how well I do. That is not a different view from any other comedian. If they're being raw and being honest about, hey, guys, I know all the comedians will say, hey, guys, I want us all to have a good night tonight and stuff like that. No, they don't. They don't want all the acts. They're just saying that so they don't tempt fate about, if they say, I want to be the best tonight, they go out there and fucking die on their ass. It happens. It's grounding. It's happened to me in the past. It's going to happen to me in the future. You just fucking accept it and learn how to deal with it and find some sort of way of wrapping your head round it where you can still walk out of there with your pride intact and you can walk out with your head held high. And if somebody says anything to you on the way out, hey, mate, you was shit. Go fuck yourself. See you later. That's it. I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question, but I don't know. That's the answer I'm giving. If that's okay. What are we on? Fucking 33. Jesus, man, 33 minutes. Okay. Well, the next podcast is fucking tomorrow, people, and I have a list of stuff still on this podcast to talk about that I have fucking not talked about because I got sidetracked a little bit there. But thank you for the questions. That is to Peter Fox. Check out his page, Knott's Comedy Review. If you Google that, it'll come up. Knott's as in Notts. A little bit of plug there for you, Peter. I will be back. If you want to contact me, by the way, it is just podcast@benbriggs.co.uk, or I am on Facebook as @TheBenBriggs or @TheBenBriggs Podcast, I think, or just have a look for that. I don't know, people. I don't know. It is 10:25. That was episode 96. We are clawing our way back tomorrow with another episode. That'll be episode 97 coming out on Tuesday. I'll see if I can get a few fucking adverts to read out as well that I haven't done. So I'll be back tomorrow, people. Have a good 24 hours, motherfuckers, and I'll speak to you then. Take care.